Welcome back. It seems I cannot get away from pumpkin spice latte. My few episodes before this video has been all about pumpkin spice latte. And now there's a new drink in town, and it still is pumpkin spice latte. Popularized by Starbucks, they are now offering pumpkin spice and matcha latte. So today it's all about me trying to recreate pumpkin spice matcha latte by Starbucks with a Chao twist, of course. Stick around until the end of this video clip. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, make sure you click that subscribe button. I post everything coffee, tea, matcha on this channel. For those that are wanting to make these drinks at home and save money, of course, and for those with cafes. What is a Chao twist to a pumpkin spice latte? First, I'm going to make pumpkin spice latte using my own homemade pumpkin spice. If you haven't seen my previous video on how I make my combination of different spices, cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and cloves, do check out my video link above. Now, let's take a look at the ingredients once again. The star of the show is the pumpkin spice, this one, which is a combination of all the spices I mentioned earlier. And instead of using a pumpkin puree, I only use all these delicious and healthy spices. And then I'm going to use my ceremonial grade matcha. We are going to use sugar syrup to sweeten the drink. And to make my pumpkin spice cloud, I am going to use a combination of dairy milk and also cream. It can be light cream or heavy cream. To make the cloud, I'm going to use a handheld electric milk frother. And to make my latte, I'm going to make it Starbucks style, and I'm going to use a blender. So let's go ahead and make it. I'm going to mix everything in my blender to start making my matcha latte. So for this, I am going to use the proportion which I typically use for making my matcha latte. I use 2 teaspoons of pure matcha into the blender. 1, 2, and into this I am going to add my sweetener, which is 10 to 15 milliliters. But if you don't want it to be too sweet, use about 10 milliliters of sweetener, sugar syrup, homemade sugar syrup. If you haven't yet seen the video on how to make my homemade sugar syrup, do check out the link above. And then I'm going to add milk. For the milk, I'm going to use 120 milliliters of my milk of choice. Now the milk, you can change this to non-dairy or oat milk, coconut, almond, whatever your choice is. So 120 ml or 4 ounces of my milk of choice, and we are going to blend this. First, we're going to blend this without ice. Because I'm going to make this over ice, I'm not going to put ice in the blend. So I'm going to blend this for about 30 seconds. So now I have my matcha latte here. I am going to make my cold foam, or the pumpkin spice cold foam, or what I call pumpkin spice cloud. To make the cloud, I am going to use an electric milk frother here. So I'm going to combine my cream. This is a heavy cream, 15 ml of heavy cream. And to this, I am going to add the same amount of milk, so it is really half and half. If you have half cream or half and half in your country, you can simply replace this with that. And I'm going to add my pumpkin spice, which is 1/4 teaspoon. That's all you need here. So make sure you mix it first so that it doesn't fly all over. So I'm going to froth it. The aim here is to make it airy so that it floats on top of your drink. And now it's time to assemble the drink. I've got my matcha latte here, I've got my pumpkin spice cloud, and now I'm going to fill my cup with ice and assemble the drink. And now to top it up with our pumpkin spice cloud. And if you're so inclined, sprinkle some pumpkin spice mix on top. And this is my pumpkin spice matcha latte by Chao. Welcome back, Christiana, who is gracing us again to do the special task of taste testing pumpkin spice matcha latte from Starbucks by Chao. Have you heard of this drink?
Yes.
Yeah?
I haven't tried the actual Starbucks one, so maybe that doesn't qualify me.
Yeah, everyone on the internet is showcasing this.
It's very nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, you definitely get, like, I would say half the right amount of each, and it's like the perfect mix between the two. It's half and half, I'd say. It's not an overpowering matcha taste, and it's not too much of a overpowering
Pumpkin spice.
taste.
Do you know what's in the pumpkin spice?
Pumpkin spice?
Yes?
Pumpkin spice.
No, well, I mean, pumpkin spice is actually a combination of spices which they use to make pumpkin pie. But for some reason, everybody thinks that there is pumpkin in pumpkin spice. Starbucks is saying that they do use pumpkin puree, but the Chao twist to this is we only use a combination of the spices that are used to make pumpkin pie. Cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and cloves. So which one is the strongest amongst them?
I'd probably say, you mean out of the spices?
Out of the spices, because it's supposed to give a balance, the earthiness.
I'd say it's a really good balance. I wouldn't say it's any one.
Yeah.
If the Starbucks one tastes like this, I'd definitely be a customer.
Wow, that is nice, isn't it?
It's very creamy, it's very smooth.
Yes.
It tastes better than Starbucks, or what I would expect from Starbucks anyway.
Just a little bit of a history here. Pumpkin spice latte was introduced by Starbucks way back, and this drink has made their sales go up once again, although the news is that they're still closing a lot of stores in the US. But pumpkin spice latte is helping bring them back in the map. There you go, pumpkin spice matcha latte by Chao. Any questions on the recipes or any of the methods that we showed you here today, do let us know in the comment below. We'll see you again next time. In the meantime, thank you for watching.
Ciao for now.